He's the final Chiefs player to sign his rookie deal. It's our guy Xavier Worthy. Got the photo there of him counting his money with that video that went viral last week. But he's signed. He's finally all Chiefs rookies have been signed. He signed a 4-year deal worth up to $13.8 million, which is very similar to what Jordan Addison got last year, another first-round receiver. And there was kind of a holdup in this whole thing, and some of the reasons I saw as far as the holdup in Xavier Worthy's contract was the payment schedule of the signing bonus, which has been a huge topic. That's why there's a lot of receivers who haven't signed yet. Still, a lot of first-round receivers have not been signed yet. I think he became the 4th receiver signed of the first round. There were 7 total receivers in the first round. He was the 4th one signed. But essentially, the signing bonus was a kind of a holdup. This is more extreme because the signing bonus is a huge tool for teams to spread the cap hit through the 4 years of the deal. So a large portion of the contract is a signing bonus. Therefore, cash flow is extremely relevant for players. And the other one was avoiding salary guarantees. Teams want to include offsets and voids if a player gets suspended for a certain amount of games or does something detrimental to the franchise. So those are the few things that apparently were the holdups in the whole deal. But JD, you obviously the way the cap structure now for rookies is a lot different than when you got drafted. Obviously, we've experienced it as fans. Dwayne Bowe, I mean, his first year, like I think he held out to like the first week of training camp. So we've experienced that with a lot of first round picks over the years, and obviously it's a little different. And a lot of people said that his whole hamstring injury was partially he wasn't signed yet, did not want to get injured. That was all speculation. I don't know, but that's a lot of people said. And it would make sense. Getting injured before signing your contract, you wouldn't want that.
No.
But can you talk about the, I guess, from a player's point of view, finally getting that deal done, how that kind of like has taken, that's literally the last like kind of thing, barrier before being able to put on pads and actually doing his thing. And now you can actually focus on the game itself, although it's a little different from back the rookie structure was a little different when you were getting drafted, so it was a little different altogether.
Man, I tell you what, it's just to sign a deal for this amount of money. I mean, it's life-changing. It's absolute life-changing. So you are hitting the lottery. Let me put it this way. You are hitting the lottery with this. And so he's giddy and excited. I mean, you can't contain your joy and happiness with something like this, right? Because you realize now what you have been able to do. Now you have been propelled to the ability to basically take care of yourself and your family for a long time. Okay, if you're doing it right, and this right here, seeing this type of money, it is I can't. It's so exhilarating. Let me put it that way. It's exhilarating. I'm just using it the words because I remember when I first got my first check, signing bonus, and I'm sitting there thinking like, what the heck is this? I have never seen this amount of money, right? I see you got Xavier up here with the dollars, showing the dollars, up here and whatnot. I mean, he needs to put that down. I know guys like to use, prop out everything up, man, and showcase what they got, man. But somebody needs to tell, hey, man, fold that money up, put it away. That's what you need to do. Hang on to it. So you don't have to show what you got. But he's, this is a young man with the new bag. He got a new bag, Marcus. Daggone. This sucker looking at he like I go get this. I could get that. I could get this. I could get this for my parents. I get this for whoever else, friends, family members. He's changed his entire life with this signing. But more importantly, he's able to go play ball now. Okay. He's able to go play ball without thinking, if I get hurt or I go out here, twist an ankle, something like that. I don't want to do that. So hats off to him. I'm glad he got signed. Thank God he did. And I'm definitely in agreement. He shouldn't have been, don't put yourself in jeopardy if you don't need to. Okay. And yeah, Dwayne Bowe held out. I remember other guys holding out until you signed that deal. Okay. They're going to try to make you do everything. Look, I'll come to meetings. I'll come out here and I'll check everything out. But before then, until we got something on paper, guaranteed, I could watch from the sidelines. Okay. That's what I can do. And teams don't have a problem with it. They don't. They just want to make sure they get the contract right, and they should. So you know me, I'm all about players getting their money and signing. I'm all about that. So thank God he did it, and it's good for him and the Chiefs. Now he can just go play. Now at this moment, hey, money's in the bank. You signed the contract. Now all you have to worry about is going out there and performing. That's it. That's all. Now everything else is off of you. Now go perform. That's all you have to worry about. So that's the process, man. I mean, the mindset of just hitting the lottery. I mean, just imagine that, right? Just imagine getting $13.8 million 4 years. Life changing.
Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Do you think that was part of it? Because like everyone said, it was a minor hamstring injury, but like if it was minor, he hasn't been signed yet by the team. He's there at least, he's there learning it, getting the mentals right, and obviously the educational aspect of it to see what the plays are being installed, the verbiage, being around it, being around Mahomes, being around Kelsey. Do you think that was a little bit of that? I mean, they'll never say it. He wasn't playing because of he was wanting to make the contract right before doing it. But do you think that might have been a played a part in it?
Could be, but also too, I think where they just don't want to take a chance. Even like I said, even if he has some tightness. And it's like, look, man, if you don't feel right, hey, we don't want you to do it. We're not here to screw you. We don't want you screwing yourself either. We'll catch up with everything we need to catch up with. We know you're gonna work out. We've seen you work out with Patrick. We've seen you do the things that you need to do. You'll be fine. But I know they're pushing. Andy, those guys are pushing for him to go ahead and sign the contract. And so his agents got to take his best interest in hand. That's how it works. So. But they got it done, man. This is perfect time. June 5th, it's good. It's good. Now they could just roll.
What do you think? Because obviously 2011 is when they changed the kind of rookie contracts to the rookie wage scale implementation back in 2011, which has made life easier. You don't see that. You don't see holdouts anymore. I mean, a holdout. This wouldn't even be called a holdout. Guy signing his deal in June. I mean, that would be a great thing back in the pre 2011 days. But what do you make of the rookie scale wage versus what you guys did pre 2011?
Well, we kind of had that because you were slotted. We knew if what you were slotted, the guy the year before you knew you was going to get just a little bit more than that, and so it was easier to kind of do the math on it. What changed everything, I think, was when who was it? The first guy started hitting the league with I think Peyton Manning, like that class started coming around, and then you start seeing these contracts start becoming astronomical, where you start seeing who was
Sam Bradford,
right, who hadn't thrown a ball one in the NFL, made $60 million, and Tro Polamalu, who had like 4 or 5 Pro Bowls on his belt, and he's going for scraps. It was ridiculous. And somebody's like, wait a minute, hold on, man. There's something wrong with this pitch. And it did. It became completely ridiculous. Just for the simple fact that you wasn't valuing the vets and what they were doing on the field, but a guy who was coming from college who hadn't done anything, hadn't stepped on the field yet. Now, 1 touchdown, hadn't caught 1 ball, 1 route, made 1 tackle, and these jokers are holding out because they're trying to get their money. So I'm glad he came back to it because you kind of righted the ship a little bit. So, that was that one Detroit quarterback.
Joey Harrington.
Joey Harrington. Yeah, he was another one. He was another guy. And you see where this guy's at. Both of them jokers, got money. So.
I'm comparing the rookie contracts between the two. Oh, yeah. I mean, Joey Harrington got paid the peanuts compared to what Bradford got. So Joey Harrington was 6 years, $36 million. Bradford was 6 years, $78 million.
God, dog! 6 years, $78 million.
50 guaranteed.
That joker came in with his mask already in the NFL, stealing. Pick him up. Come on, pick him up. He got him. No, Bradford, he did. But that's where everything was, though, right? And so and agents would just take advantage of it. They was like, hey, man, this guy got this last year. How are we not negotiating what he can get, right? The money's going up. We know the money's going up. We know you'll have the money. So why aren't we doing these deals? And so agents just took advantage of it. But now where it's like, guys are kind of slotted. Where guys should be. Where it should be signing with. You just want to make sure you cross all the T's, dot all the I's, and make you get everything that you're asking for. Okay. And don't put nothing in small writing. You don't want to see that. You want to use a little, magnifier to say, uh-oh. You don't want to do that. Okay. And I think they got this thing right, man. So I'm glad Xavier Worthy is here. He is ready. He is a Chief. He signed. He is revving and ready to go, baby. He's revving and ready to go. And we are ready. We're ready to see him go. So
no more barriers. I am interested. I think it's weird though that obviously whatever led to the 2011 them adding this rookie scale in for the first round, because like you said, and we talk about Bradford and Harrington's contract, it got a little overboard with the rookie contracts. How do the agents let and the NFLPA, how did they let that stop? I'm surprised there was any agreement to that in 2011 to have a rookie scale, because you would think the incoming guys would want more and more and more, and then like all of a sudden they're putting a halt to it. I'm surprised that this ever got passed, because you're seeing it now in a different way, whereas the rookie or the NFL quarterbacks, that market's just going, and it's going to continue to go until I don't know at what point they're going to stop it, but I feel like there has to be some kind of rookie scale thing in there for quarterbacks going forward, because it's not sustainable.
No, it's not. It's not. And I think that's the issue. That's the problem. It's just because I think the NFLPA thought like, look, man, like these guys, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Like we got to get our handle on these things, right? So I think that's what they were looking into. JD got drafted a long time ago. Didn't Jason get paid by 3 meals and a chicken since it was so long ago? Well, they threw a couple of cattle in there too. They threw some cattle, and I was good with that, man. And I had cheesesteaks. That's what they gave me, like a year free of cheesesteaks. So I was
Seriously?
cool with that. No.
Oh, I'll say maybe Pats or Geno's threw in on your deal.
Yeah, no, they paid for everything. And shoot, back then, man, they believe me, it was the type of tables that you have now, food tables, nutrition and stuff, has changed dramatically. Heck, it was time we was eating bologna sandwiches and turkey sandwiches and stuff. Damn. It's crazy what they got now. Like you got chefs and all that. Like it's full board now, as it should be. So yeah, we would go get some, Pat steaks and Geno's and whatnot up the street. But now, man, everything's unchanged. And some guys are still opt out of getting the good food, having the chefs. They still go to these, go get like McDonald's or something else, man. Like, oh, nah, you can't do that no more. You can't do it, man.
Ocho Cinco says that he was able to play as long as he did because of McDonald's and Wendy's.
Hot garbage. You see, I watched that yesterday. I watched something about him yesterday, and his whole career changed. Like once T.O. got down there to the Bengals, then he went up there to New England. It was at McDonald's that did it to him. He went from the best to like the worst, and so I think that was it, man. Being funny, but nah, man, come on, man. At McDonald's, leave that garbage alone. Leave it alone. I won't even be back to my dog. Sorry.
I just think it was a funny dude. Exactly. Yeah, I think it was an argument that him and Brandon Marshall, because Brandon Marshall was an ultimate, nutrition guy, but they had the argument, like I forget, was it on a Pivot podcast? Or it was before they went to it was before Pivot. It was when they had their I Am Athlete podcast.
Oh yeah.
And then they had the argument, and he was like, I never got injured in my career. My joints, my joints are slipping because all that grease.
Look, when you're young, you can get away with a whole lot. Believe me, you can. When you're young, there's a lot of things that the body can do and heal and whatnot. The damage happens when a little bit later in life, when it starts sitting there like, man, I probably shouldn't have had that extra Big Mac back then and should have did a little bit better job taking care of myself. So
drinking a Fountain Diet Coke before practice.
Oh, no, sir. No, sir.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.